Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing kind of a little testing and review on the new Too Faced Tutti Frutti collection. I've had this collection in my hands for a couple weeks now and have tested it out in person a few times, but I also wanted to test it out for you guys on camera to kind of get an idea for how the products perform. So I feel like I've had enough time that I can give you guys my thoughts, see what products I really enjoy and maybe some that I don't so much like. So let's go ahead and get started. So this collection is a huge one from Too Faced. I have everything scattered on my desk here, so that's why it looked a little bit messy. I just wanted to have the products right in front of me, but we're gonna kind of go through like a full face using this stuff and then talk about them. I'll try to have like pricing and everything popped on here so you guys can see how much everything is. But this is a pretty big collection. There's tons of different products, from eye products, face products. We have blush, bronzer, glitter, liquid highlight, just like so many things, and foundation if I didn't say that. So it's a really big collection and I've been really excited about it because I really like Too Faced. They're one of my favorite brands and I'm always excited to try their new launches. And I love how they always have stuff that smells really good. So this whole collection basically smells like fruit, which is awesome. The one thing I will say is I feel like they probably should have released this collection a little bit earlier, like the beginning of summer, and it might have done a little bit better because we're kind of gearing towards fall. Everyone's ready for the fall things and this collection is definitely like, it screams summer to me. So let's get into trying the products on. The first thing I always put on is my eyeshadow. So I have both of their palettes that came out in the collection. This is the Sparkling Pineapple eyeshadow palette and the RAZZLE Berry eyeshadow palette. These palettes are $34 each since they are smaller. I'll go ahead and open them for you guys. A little bit about them. It says that they are created with an exclusive plush formula for intense and creamy buttery wear. And it says it offers rich pigment, offers one swipe, blendable payoff for limitless looks. It can be applied with fingers or your favorite eyeshadow brush. This one is supposed to smell like fresh berries. And then this one is supposed to smell like fresh pineapple. This one is probably my favorite packaging. I love the glitter background. It's so pretty. And then here is the inside. So you get 7 shades in these palettes. Here's the RAZZLE Berry. And then here is the colors in there. For the eye look today, I do want to use the RAZZLE Berry one because this one I haven't got a ton of use out of yet. I've definitely used the Sparkling Pineapple one and I do like this palette. I feel like it's a really nice neutral palette, but then you also have a really pretty green in there, but this is just a nice everyday palette. Shade I have not used on my eyes is actually the greenish color in there, but everything else performs really well and I definitely suggest this one if you just want a simple eyeshadow palette to create everyday looks. That one is really nice. And for the smell of this one, I think it's more like a kind of pina colada. It's not like totally pineapple. It has a little bit of coconut to it as well. So going in with the RAZZLE Berry, I already applied some eye primer just because I always use primer with all of my looks. What's really nice about this palette and also the pineapple one, they both have a nice cream that you could set your eye primer with or use to highlight, which I feel like I always need one of these shades in a palette. So I'm going in and just putting this all over my eye. Now, I wanted to use this palette also because the one time I did try it, I feel like I didn't have a good experience with it. So I want to see if we can have a better one. For my crease color, I am going to be taking this lighter. It's kind of a rosy toned brown. It's a really nice shade and that is going right into the crease. I'll try to do something that's like pretty simple that you guys can recreate at home, that's not super complicated. I love just like super blended, easy to do eyeshadow looks for every day. Sometimes I do some pops of color, but I try to stay more towards the simple route. So I do like this shade. I feel like it blends nice and it's a nice color, just perfect for your crease transition. So that is amazing. With this same brush, I kind of want to add a little bit more redness. So I'm going to take this like shimmery, it's kind of a berry red, and I'm going to also put that kind of over where we put our crease shade, just to add a little more color. And that was super pigmented, so I need to blend that out a little bit because that went on really strong. So that is awesome. It has really nice payoff. You can totally use shimmer shades in the crease and they work fine. Now I am taking a new brush and we're gonna try this matte purple. I feel like I struggled last time with this one, so we're gonna try this in the outer corner. Okay, that looks better. I feel like that is pretty strong, but we can definitely build that up if we want to. I like to go a little bit lighter first and make sure it's all blended good. I feel like with this palette, if you're concerned with the smell, it's a little bit strong at first, but it definitely fades away. I don't have like a sensitive nose or anything though, so if you are sensitive to scents, you might not like it, but I feel like it's light enough. Okay, so for some reason this eyeshadow is working a lot better today. Next, I'm going to take a little smudgy brush like this, and I'm going to smudge that brown that we use in the crease, the rosy brown, underneath my lower lash line. Okay, so I always start off with the lighter shade, and then I can go in with a deeper one, so I'm going to take that shimmery red and blend. I'm really impressed with the performance today. I think I'm not as rushed and taking my time, so it's just working a lot better for me. Alright, so next we are going to take this beautiful shimmery shade. This one's kind of chunkier. Like, I already have a huge dip in there and I've only used it twice, so this one does have a little bit of fallout. You can either apply this with a wet brush or your finger. It will go on nicely. It does not show up very well if you just put it on with a dry brush, I will say that. So after we have it packed onto our brush, I am just lightly putting it onto my eyelid. As you can see, this shade is so pretty. It has a lot of shimmer and sparkle to it, which I adore. I love sparkly eyeshadows. I do kind of wish that it wasn't as glittery as it is. The gold shade in the Pineapple palette acts the same way, if you guys are wondering. But it does stay in place nicely and it's not getting everywhere. I do enjoy these palettes. I think they are worth the money. If I was gonna pick one or the other, I would honestly probably wear this one more, and I feel like the browns are just a lot easier to blend. But if you guys are into color and you love like berry tones, you will really like this one. So it just kind of depends on your preference, but I think the palettes in this collection are both pretty good. I would say it's usual Too Faced quality, and I haven't had too many issues with patchiness or anything. Alright, next for the eyes, I have these fun little glitters to test out. They're called the Twinkle Twinkle Liquid Glitter eyeshadows, and immediately I thought of the Stila liquid glitters, which I'm obsessed with, but these are actually $22 and the Stila ones are $24. So I have been testing these out, but I have not tried this color yet, but I think it would go amazing with this look. This color is called Guava Glitz. Let me give you guys a close-up so you can see all the multi-dimensional glitter in there. So pretty. I'm going to place this in the same spot where I put on my sparkly pink shadow. So this one's just adding a little bit of glitter. I feel like it's not as strong as the other one I bought, which I'll show you guys in a second. So I'm going to layer it a little bit. Yeah, I feel like this one's not as good as the other one I used. Oh, I'm sad. Anyways, so maybe I don't recommend Guava Glitz, but I also purchased Honey Please, and this one I feel like is really pigmented. So let me go on with this one too. This one must just have more of a base color because the other one didn't show up as good. I just feel like it's kind of subtle, but we're going to replace it here. We'll just have all sorts of glitter on. I do feel like these are easy to apply and they're not like super messy, but so far I do enjoy these. So I'm gonna let that dry. So now that the glitter is dried, I will say I do enjoy those, but I only have 2 shades to show you guys, but I would definitely pick up the shade Honey Please. This one is one of my favorites. And then now we are going to test out the foundation in the collection. I am such a big fan of Too Faced foundations. I love the Born This Way and the Peach Perfect. So I was excited to see they had a new one called Do You, which I thought would be amazing for people who couldn't do the Peach Perfect and wanted something more dewy. So it is called their Full Coverage Fresh Glow Foundation that is infused with juicy watermelon and fresh cucumber. So I got my normal shade in Snow. Now, I will say, I want to tell you guys a little bit about it. It says it's supposed to be a full coverage. It comes in 20 hydrating and brightening shades, and it's supposed to leave skin with a glowing satin finish. And it's a gel cream formula to leave skin ultra hydrated and brightened. So let's go ahead and apply this. Alright, so I'm going to go with 2 pumps on my foundation brush. And when you apply it, definitely does feel like kind of a thicker gel consistency, but it feels like so good when I apply it. It just feels like a burst of water on your face. Now this shade might be a little bit light for me right now. I did apply Soft Tan a couple days ago, but it should, I did hear that this one does oxidize, so it should be fine. I haven't yet figured out how I like to apply this. I've just been using a flat top brush because that's what I always use with my foundations, but I feel like it kind of moves the foundation too much, and I'm afraid a beauty blender would just like not put enough product down, so I haven't really found a perfect way to apply it, but I just kind of go over and just keep swiping and blending until it looks like there is no brush marks and everything is covered. But I did want to point out that it's advertised as full coverage, but I don't think it is a full coverage foundation. In my opinion, I would say it's more medium because you can usually still see, like, look, you can still see my blemish. Usually full coverage foundations will cover my acne spots, and this one does not. But the main issues I've had with it is that I just feel like it kind of rubs off my nose really fast. So I have to show you guys like how it's looking, but I just wanted to show you guys applying it too. So I'll probably do my final impressions like a few hours later in the day. Here is how it is looking. So this is 2 pumps of foundation. I would say that my skin does have a nice glow to it, and it's just not covering everything I want to cover, so I will have to go in with concealer, but it is advertised as full coverage, but I would say it's more of a medium. Alright, so I just applied some concealer, and now we are going to be testing out this It's Bananas setting powder in banana cream, and I was super excited about this because I honestly thought that it would be the same thing as this. So this is the I Want Candy Banana Pudding Powder that they released last holiday, I believe. And I figured, you know, they'd be the same product since everyone was obsessed with this, and I am too, for underneath the eyes, which they're similar. So the original, the Candy Banana Pudding, is on top. So that one's just a little bit more deep, and this one is lighter. So actually this one works a little bit better for me because it doesn't leave such a yellow tint. I did apply it just now, which it does brighten it up a little bit, I feel. But I do feel like this one is a little thinner than the other one. I don't know, it just isn't as strong, I guess. But the formula also feels a little bit thinner than the other one as well. But I think this one is so cute. It does smell different. This one definitely has like a weird perfumed banana scent, but it is good, and I love the little bananas on the inside, so that is super cute. Alright, next product we have is the Pineapple Paradise Strobing Bronzer, and this is like a bronzer and highlight duo, so we are going to be using this bronzer today, and I have used this a couple times. This one smells the same as the Pineapple Eyeshadow Palette, and it has the same design on the front, which I love. So I am just going to dip into that bronze. This is a shimmery bronzer, which I'm not like a huge fan of, and we are going to bronze up the face a little bit. I do think this is a pretty dark bronzer. I would say this would be good for light to medium skin tones as well. Unfortunately for you deep and dark girls, you probably won't love this bronzer. If you do have a deeper skin, I do feel like you guys will absolutely love the blushes, which I will show you guys in a bit, because they come in some nice, like, rich, beautiful shades. And this bronzer, I have to say, I'm not like the biggest fan of. I feel like it is a little hard to blend onto the skin, and it's more like, I feel like it's a little orange looking. So I'm not like the biggest fan of this product. I think the packaging is adorable, but I would probably reach for other bronzers in my collection over this one. I don't know. It looks okay, but it's just not a favorite. And then I did pick up one blush from the collection. This is their blush duos, and I think each one is supposed to smell like what the fruit is on the packaging. So I just picked up this one because I am pretty light skinned, and I feel like this was the only one that would work for me. The other ones look pretty dark, but if you guys have medium to deep skin tones, I think you guys will love the other colors. They have some really pretty ones, and these are both like really shimmery. This one definitely has a little bit of a strawberry scent to it. It reminds me of the berry palette a lot. So we are going to apply this one. These blushes are probably my favorite thing from the collection. I think they're gorgeous, and I love this strawberry shade, and it smells so good. And it's nice and pigmented, so you don't have to like build it up too much. You have that color payoff right away, and yeah, they're really pretty. Love, love, love. So We went a little hard with the blush, but I think it'll go nice with the eyeshadow. And then we also have the highlighter from that same duo, the Pineapple Paradise Strobing Bronzer Duo. It does have a highlight shade in here. This highlight is pretty. It's pretty golden, so it's not something that I would definitely go for all the time, but I think it's really pretty if I do have more of a tan. And it does go on like really nice and definitely glowing. Alright, now I'm going to do my brows and my lashes off camera, and I'll be right back. Next product is the lip gloss. So I do want to line my lips for this one. I'm hoping this gloss will match. I think it'll be fine. I only have one of them to show you guys, just because I'm not a huge lip gloss fan. So I'm going to line my lips really quick with the CoverGirl in the Nude Lip Liner. And then we're going to go over that with the Too Faced Dreamsicle Comfort Lip Glaze. And I feel like a lot of the colors in this collection are like metallics. This one has a little bit of metallicness to it. So it might look a little bit crazy with our eyeshadow, but oh well. I will say that these are very pigmented, so you really only need to dip in one time to get the full payoff as far as the lighter shade goes. Alright, so there is the lip gloss, and these actually have a really nice formula. I might have to look into a couple other nudes. They're like not sticky, they just glide right on and they give you color, which is amazing. Then the last product is their setting spray, and this is called their Do You Fresh Glow Setting Spray, which I was super excited for this. I'm a setting spray junkie. I guess mine is a little bit messed up, and I've read that a lot of people are having problems with theirs as well. This seems to be typical for Too Faced setting sprays. I had a lot of issues with my peach one, but this one actually barely sprays anything out. It's kind of a really fine mist. Maybe it is supposed to be like that, but I'm used to like having a lot of mist at once, but it's like super, super fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and set my face with this. But it takes a couple of sprays because it feels like nothing. Yeah, I feel like I have to get like 10 sprays to get anything out. So I don't know if I should like exchange it for a new one or what, but it seems to be an issue with this setting spray, which I like the smell of it. It smells really good and I feel like it makes my makeup look good, but it's something I'm probably not going to reach for if it's going to take that much effort. So here is all of the makeup on the face. Let me know what you guys think about this look and the products so far. I am going to wear this a few more hours and then come back so I can show you guys how it wears throughout the day and give you guys my final thoughts and recommendations. Alright guys, I am back to kind of give you my final thoughts. I wanted to go ahead and wear it for, I wore it for about 5 hours, and I've honestly been doing so much work while wearing it and sweating like crazy working on the house, so it definitely got a workout today. I mostly wanted to show you how the foundation was wearing, so let me do a little close up here so you guys can see. Honestly, it looks pretty good and it's not really too dewy. I could see myself wearing this for like if I want something more medium coverage, if I'm doing a lighter makeup day, I think I would like this. But the other days that I had worn it all day at work, I always notice it just like comes off the nose part like right away, which most of my foundations don't really do that, and it is pretty much worn off on my chin, so it's not like super long wearing. So yeah, the foundation is definitely something I would still wear just on a lighter makeup day when I'm not really wanting a ton of coverage and just want something light and that feels good on the skin. But if you're looking for something that's more dewy, I don't really think this is it for you. I think it's strange that they advertise it as full coverage and dewy when I don't really think it's either of them. Yes, it does look dewy at first, but I feel like it's a little bit more mattifying as I wear it throughout the day and not like super hydrating. And it's definitely more light to medium coverage in my opinion. So that's kind of my thoughts on the foundation. I think it's okay. I don't think you need to run out and get it. I think there's other ones that work better, and I love the Peach Perfect like 10 times more than this one. As far as some of my favorite products in the collection, I do enjoy the palettes. The pineapple one is probably my favorite just because I love these neutral shades like I said earlier, but I do think they are pretty good quality. I would also recommend the liquid glitter eyeshadows. I think that these are really good and very comparable to the Stila ones if you guys are wondering. And also I really like the lip glosses. These are super comfortable. I just wish they had some more neutral shades. These are pretty much almost all metallics, so you have to kind of like that shine, but I feel like this coral one isn't bad. That one again is Dreamsicle, and I like this color. I feel like it can be worn neutral. As far as the contour palette here, the Pineapple Paradise Strobing Bronzer, I talked about that. I wasn't really super into it. I mean, it looks okay on the skin, but it's just, I don't know, I just feel like it's not as blendable and it's a little bit orange. I'd like that highlight in there too if you are more light to medium skin tone. So that one was just okay for me. I'm not like a huge fan of the setting spray. I definitely would skip just because you never know if you're gonna get a good bottle. Just the sprayers on this are so wonky. I do like the smell of this one and I think it's really nice, but I'd probably just use my regular Too Faced Hangover spray instead. And then the Banana Cream Setting Powder, I talked about this a little bit too. I feel like I don't really love it. I do like that it brightens, but I don't feel like it sets my under eyes as well as like my regular setting powders. It's just like too thin, if that makes sense, and it's a little bit too yellow. But I just feel like my concealer looks splotchy there, and it usually wears normal throughout the day. I use their Born This Way Super Coverage, which I love, and it works fine with my like other setting powder. So I don't know, I'm not like a big fan of this one. I kind of miss the old one, the banana pudding one. I wish they would remake that one because I feel like that one's a lot better. And then the Strawberry Fruit Cocktail Blush, I love this. It's so pretty. It is still showing up there, just beautiful, nice shimmery pink. So I would definitely suggest that. And yeah, that's going to be it for my little review and impressions on the Too Faced Tutti Frutti collection. Let me know if you guys picked up anything from the collection and what your favorites were. So far the collection was a little bit underwhelming in total for me, just because I was like expecting a lot more, and I just felt like there was so much like shimmer in this collection and glitter, and sometimes that can just be a little bit overwhelming. So that's kind of my thoughts. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you guys in my next one. Bye guys.